Hi, I'm Dalia Colon. I'm here in Riverview, Florida at the Muscovy Sanctuary of Florida with Gail Dixon, who's here to tell us all about it. And I have so many questions for you, starting with how on earth did you get into this?
It definitely wasn't planned. I was not thinking that I would ever start a rescue. I was involved with a lot of rescues in the Tampa Bay area, and the wildlife rehabbers would get Muscovy ducklings in from vets. And the vets and the rehabbers basically would euthanize them because they didn't have a reason to have them. And everybody kept saying, somebody's got to start a rescue, somebody's got to. So I bit the bullet in 2020 and did it. And so it's grown, it grew so fast, and it's been a labor of love ever since. So yeah, that's pretty much how it got started.
Wow, well, thank you for the work that you do. How many Muscovies do you currently have?
51.
Oh my gosh. And you know all their names. Incredible.
Oh, yeah. Names, histories, all of it.
What is unique about Muscovies? I've seen them around my neighborhood. I thought they were ducks. Just give us the Cliff's Notes version.
Well, they're the only duck that's not related to the mallards, so they're pretty much their own species. They're so different. They're big. And they wag their tails, sometimes when they're happy, sometimes when they're angry. It all goes together with body movements to mean something. The boys actually lose their voices when they grow up, so they hiss. You know, people say it's hissing, I say it's huffing, but it makes people nervous. Because they say, he's hissing at me, he's gonna hurt me. But no, they're just saying, hi, how you doing, you know? And the biggest thing about the ducks is that, the Muscovies, is that they get domesticated very quickly. And so they become like people ducks, your pets, only they live in the wild. And so it's very different from any other duck, because most ducks, if you feed them, they come to your house to eat and then they go back to the pond. And Muscovies don't. They'll say, oh, you're going to feed me? I'll be here for breakfast tomorrow morning, and they will literally knock on your door. So
you got a new best friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, with 51 Muscovies, how much food do you go through in a week?
I think we probably go through now, because the girls are broody, I think we probably go through close to 10 bags, 50-pound bags a week, I think. Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. What are some of the other struggles of just having this many ducks on your property? Because this is where you live. This is not some farm out in the country.
It is right now, yeah. I never intended to have a duck yard in my yard, and my husband is not terribly pleased that I have a bunch of ducks living in the side yard. They can be, well, they're ducks, so you have a lot of water, you have a lot of mud, you have a lot of ducks in your yard. So, you know, people don't always understand why I have basically a little mini farm in the neighborhood, but it tends to, I think the hardest part is just the amount of time that it takes and the wear and tear on the house and on the property, because they are farm animals. So I have to bring them inside sometimes for either they're disabled or sick or injured. Whenever we take them in, I'll end up with ducklings in the living room. And right now I've got 6 imprints living on the lanai in pens and stuff. So having our home be our own, that left a long time ago.
I can't imagine. I have 2 kids and a Cocker Spaniel, and it already feels like we need more space. So with the 51 ducks, I know your goal is to move them to a larger facility. Tell me about those plans.
Right now, thankfully, one of our volunteers has offered to let us move the ducks to his property. He's got an acre in Plant City, and we're going to move about 75% of the ducks there, the ones that don't need any special attention. And we're going to try to create a pen there for them that they can live in. It'll give them more room. So they have room to get away from each other. The other thing about Muscovies is every single one of them has his own personality, and they don't always get along, especially when they're in a small space. So we'll be able to give them more room, which is, I just can't wait. I cannot wait.
So briefly, about how much money will it take to move them to this other property?
I think it's going to be $5,000-ish. We want to get a couple like sheds to put the ducks in when they're at night, you know, so they can sleep safely and stuff. And I would love a big barn, but $8,000. If we can even get that, I'll be happy, so we can build the pen and stuff for them.
And most important question, you spend so much of your time and energy and your resources on this. Why are you passionate about helping these Muscovies?
Well, first of all, just being around them is peaceful. It's so much fun. People go to retention ponds just to watch these ducks. So yeah, there's a reason people like them. I know, I love you too. I do. But also, nobody else will help them. The wildlife rehabbers are in the job of getting an animal, fixing it, and putting it back into the wild. Muscovies were deemed to be an invasive species, so the FWC says, and that means that once they've been taken out of the wild, they can't be put back. So a wildlife rehabber gets a duck, and they can't put it anywhere, and they don't have anybody to give it to. The ducks could go to a sanctuary, but there aren't any in the state, except for us, and so we need the space so that we can do exactly that. And it would be nice for us to have as much land as we would need. It'd be a lot. But at this point, we are focused on education. I get just the joy of helping people help these ducks. If you were to find a duckling, the last thing you'd want to do is kill it after you go to the trouble to catch it. And so we are the people that people go, oh my goodness, thank goodness you answered the phone. I've been talking to 10 different people and no one will help. So yeah, that's why I do it more than anything.
Well, thank you for being the person who answers that. You're probably getting a call right now from someone who needs a duck rescue, so we'll let you get back to it. But Gail Dixon, thank you so much for the work that you do.
No problem, thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more cool content. If everyone watching donates just $5 or $10 today, we will meet our $5,000 goal to get these ducks into their new facility. You can donate through the link tree in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and supporting Muscovy Sanctuary of Florida.